unboxing time. So I mentioned a few days ago, I don't remember exactly when, about this being on sale. This is Bath Time Mermaid by Dotz. Not on sale anymore, I don't think. So hopefully if you wanted one, you got one when it was at the sale price. But mine came in, so I thought we would do an unboxing for this. If you're not that familiar with Dotz, or if you're new to Dotz, this one is one of their larger, I would say closer to their premium end area of their line. It is a partial. I mentioned in the community post that this had been on my wish list for quite a while, and one of the reasons it stayed on my wish list for quite a while is the fact that it is a partial, but Dotz always had it priced at their lower, or not their lower, their higher end price point. A lot of times when I've seen this, because this is also one of their older kits, this has been around for a few years now, and anytime I saw it posted anywhere, and I checked a number of different sites, I saw through not only Dot's actual website, but Amazon website, and also sellers on eBay. They were all pricing this one. The lowest I could find was like maybe $42 for like years on end. And I mentioned in the community post that for a partial, even if it's a higher company, for a partial, that's kind of hard for me to just comfortably swallow as a price point for a partial kit. But it came down to $39 on the sale a few days back, and so I figured that's the lowest I've seen it in I don't know how long, several years at least, and I figured it's not gonna get any lower probably, unless, I don't know, maybe if they have a big holiday sale or something like that. But I figured nowhere in the near future is it probably going to get lower than that, since I've been watching this for years. So I figured I would just go ahead and bite the bullet and get it at the $39 price point. So yes, this is a larger canvas. It is a partial, and I think when I just barely opened this up the other day and peeked in, and I feel like I spotted at least one AB in here. I think there's a white AB. There might be something else in there. So we'll take a look at all that. And of course, when I hit record, I just realized, true to form, I forgot the damn scraper again. Oh my God. I had this channel for a few years now. You'd think it would become second nature to me, but no. All right. So, yeah. I think this one's one of those ones that's been boxed up for a little bit, so it's definitely going to need some help, which I will do in just a second. As always, there is the information sheet with the pictures if you're new to Dotz. So let me get this sorted out, and like I've said in other videos, I'll probably edit this part out because I imagine a lot of you probably don't want to listen to the crinkle struggle for this. So be right back when this looks a little bit better. Now you can see the pretty girl a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it'll get the job done for the unboxing. I'll iron it out and steam it out better when I actually go to do this one. So this is on that, what do you call it? The, I think it's like that polyester type material. It's not lint back. It does have the serge edge though. So there's 24 colors in here altogether. It looks like there should be 2 specials in this. But we'll take a look at this real quick. Just an overview, high up overview. So I think it was my first year of diamond painting. This was one of the earliest Dotz kits I ever remember seeing. And I feel like it might have been Stitcherista that did a completion on this years back. I feel like that's maybe who it was. Because I remember I was watching, she was actually one of the first ones, I think, as far as channels. She was one of the first ones I came across when I first started looking up diamond painting. If you're not familiar with Stitcherista, I don't even know if she's uploading anymore. I know I was subscribed to her way back when. But I feel like I haven't seen content from her in ages. I'll have to go back and check, because it might be one of those things where you know, YouTube's been doing that thing recently where they quietly unsubscribe you from channels sometimes and you don't notice until you're like going, what happened to the person I used to watch all the time? It might be one of those things, because I've just realized I haven't seen her come up in my feed in a good long while, and I know I was subscribed to her at one point. But yeah, I'll try to see if her channel is still around. She does both cross stitch and diamond art content on her channel. I feel like it was her that I saw the completion done on this, because I feel like one of the things about her channel is when she does completions, you know, on a lot of diamond painting channels, you see us do this on varying levels of budget. So you'll see a lot of diamond painters that will do like the makeshift framing jobs. I do it too, where you do, sometimes you'll have frames for stuff, but a lot of times you'll do like the quick mock-up framing with the decorative duct tape or something like that. And on Teresa's channel, she actually puts the money into putting all of her big completions, because she does a lot of the big diamond art completions over there, or at least she did back in the day when I was watching her. She would do a lot of like the big princess panels and all of that. And she always put the money into doing like gallery level framing on all of her completions. And I feel like it's sticking in my mind, because I feel like she was saying something in the video of this completion where she had put like this special gilt edged frame or something around this, and was saying that she was excited to put it in her bathroom. I feel like it was her. I don't know. I'll have to go take a look. And at any rate, if I can find her channel still around, I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. But yeah, I remember seeing the completion done of it and thinking, even for a partial for a higher price point, I still loved how this one came out. So yeah, you're not doing anything with the background here. You're just doing the border print there. And you're not doing anything with her except her hair and her tail. And then the majority of the work is going to be in the bathtub, and then some candles. Oops, hold on. Candles down at the bottom there. So it looks very brown. I know. It's supposed to have a little bit of that antiqued look to it, so that's why it has such a brown or sepia tone to it. But that was one of the things that I thought was really cool. Not that I get like wildly excited about doing a ton of brown in diamond art. Sometimes I'll just put up with it because it's not the most exciting color to work with, but sometimes I'll just deal with it because I like the image so much. And this was one of those times where I was like, you know what, I'm alright with it because it works for the styling. I know it's meant to have that antique look, so I will work through all of the million shades of browns that are going to be in this one. So your toolkit for this is your standard gray boat, little pot of a couple things of wax, orange squishy this time. I don't know if I've seen an orange squishy before. And your bags and the drill pen, which again, there's no multi-placer in here, so I don't know if they just stopped doing that. But yeah, something to keep in mind if you start getting these kits. Maybe have some extra multi-placers on hand if that's a need for you. Because yeah, I'm not seeing it anywhere in here. All right, so let's take a look at all these browns. There are a few other colors, but yeah, it's primarily browns. So we'll start with a little bit of dark green. So there's a little bit of decoration on the tub here. So that's where your little pops of color will come in. There's like little, I don't know if they're roses. They look kind of like roses, but some sort of flower motif painted on the tub here. So your greens and your pinks you're going to see in a minute. That's where all that is going. And then I don't know. I was going to say maybe there's a little hint of green in the tail, but it's not looking like there is. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, a tiny bit of green there. As little as that is, I'm guessing that little bit of green is only going in the tub design there. And then some lighter tones. That's probably, you're not doing her skin tone, so that's probably going to be in the lighter edging of the tub here. And then we get into all of the dark brown family that's going to make up all of the antique coloring. A little bit lighter brown there. Some super dark browns. And then there's your little pop of sort of cranberry colored red there for the flowers. The little cranberry color is gonna be in the center of the flowers there, and then there's a little bit lighter pink in here you're gonna see in just a second. That's gonna be on the edge of the petals. Okay, there's a tiny bit of 310. That looks like there's just gonna be highlighting the shading and dimension in her curls there. That looks like that's, oh, and then there's a tiny bit on the shadow of the tub foot here. That looks like the only place the black is going in. And then this is the lighter pink that's going for the flowers on the tub. And then we're back to browns. Nothing super exciting. You're just going to be doing a lot of mix of this, like I said, to make that antique color. And then some neutrals again to brighten up. Probably down here where the candles are, to lighten that up so it's not just all dark brown, you know, fading into the background. So a lot of that lighter neutral will probably go there. And then we got one more round of the super dark browns. I think those are mostly going in her hair up here. And then the kind of, what would you call them? The folds, I guess. I'm forgetting the name of this, you know, the segmented parts of her tail here. And then some more dark browns, some tans, and then here are your specials. So you get a white AB, probably going for the candle flame, I'm guessing. Let me just see. Where's the circle dot? Okay, what is that symbol? That's weird. I don't know. See, on the grid here, I'm not sure what's going on with this. On the grid there, there's no like symbol. It just gives you the number on there. So I was looking at this, trying to find it on the symbol grid, because it's, the candle flame is like the little circular dot there. And there's just this one that looks like that, number 1, but I feel like that's something else. I don't know. Does it say on number 1? Okay, it's, okay, I get it. Okay, so A21 is the white AB, and that is, I'm just getting mixed up with, I thought it was a circle in the center. It's actually the square. It's just a tiny square. So yeah, your white AB is going in the candle flames there, which is what I was assuming. I was just trying to double check. And then the other AB, you also have a couple special shapes in here. The other AB or special drill is actually a metallic, which is nice because you don't see metallics actually included in kits a lot. And I was excited when I saw this because this, I think Diamond Dotz technically calls it pewter. I always think of it as gunmetal gray, but I use this particular, even the Diamond Dotz brand, I use this metallic in my just general kits a lot to enhance things. You'll see on my channel, I've done plenty of kits that include sunglasses. I'm working on one that has sunglasses now. And I just posted on 9/11, I posted the Twin Towers crystal one. That originally came with a gray, just a clear gray crystal for the building outline, which I still used the gray crystal on the around the wording and on the tree that's in that stand, that acrylic piece. But I think when I went to do the towers, I wanted the buildings to stand out a little bit better. So instead of using the gray crystal that came with that kit, I ended up using this Diamond Dotz metallic on the edging of the buildings on that. I'll link it down below so you can see what I'm talking about if you haven't seen that reel. But it is a really handy one that I use as a special in a lot of my other kits. So and I was just noticing the other day when I was doing the 911 one, I was like, oh, I'm getting a little bit low on this one. So yeah, it's nice that this one comes with some extras in there. And then your two specials, you have a kind of champagne colored circular one and then a light pink circular one. Those ones, I'm not entirely sure where those are going. So let me see. Are they going on the tub? I'm not entirely sure. 23 and 24. Okay. Usually with the specials, it's kind of obvious where they go because, you know, naturally they're a different shape. But I'm not right off the bat seeing where they go. Is it obvious on the finished one? I don't really see the crystals featured on the oh no, I see it. Okay, so it looks like it's going on the flowers. Okay, so this sort of champagne colored one, it looks like it's going in the little flowers here. It's hard to tell on this one because they are actually looking the same shape as the regular drills. But if you see where it says 01 on the flowers on the tub, that's where your that's where your champagne circular colored one is going, and then the pink ones, I'm guessing, are going in the flower, the pink flower centers. Yeah. So you see where the 2 is, that's where your pink circular crystal is going, in the very center of those flowers. Okay. So the specials on this one were a little bit confusing the way they were wrapped, but I figured it out. So yeah, that's it. That's Bath Time Mermaid. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the size of this. The design size on this is 52 by 68 centimeters or 20.5 by 26.8 inches. Fabric size 60 by 76 centimeters or 23.6 by 29.9. If you're interested in this one and want to pre-plan framing it or anything, that's the size you're working with for this crystal one. Also, I was looking at the background of this, and it made me a little bit nostalgic because any of you that grew up in the 90s, do you remember, or, you know, if you were just not necessarily grew up in the 90s, I just say that because I grew up in the 90s, but if you were an adult in the 90s, you would have remembered it even better. But yeah, do you remember when this was like all the trend in all the bathrooms when, what do they call this? Long time ago, I was actually in school for interior design, and I was an interior design dropout. But what did they call this? The sponging, the feathering on the background, where this was in like all of the bathrooms and all of the dining rooms and stuff. This was like the biggest trend to do this in a lot of people's houses. Maybe not so much the celebrity homes and like the millionaire homes. But I would say like middle class and lower. This was in like all my friends' houses when I was growing up. And also this almost like fleur-de-lis print here. That was very trendy for a long time. So yeah, the print. And also, you remember when you, again, if you were growing up in the 90s and you went to your friend's house, do you remember like the moms a lot of times had again, what do you call it? It wasn't like full wallpaper, it was like the panel. It was like the decorative panel that you stuck on top of regular wallpaper, like the full length wallpaper. You stuck this like you see here. You could get these little panels additionally to go on top of your regular wallpaper, and moms would always have it installed in like the kitchen borders or bathroom borders or something like that. It just reminds me of that. So yeah, just a wee bit nostalgia on that that decorating motif there. But yeah, this is Bath Time Mermaid from Diamond Dotz. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry if it got a little bit rambly, but you know, but when I don't do a long form video for a long time and then I do an unboxing, I start feeling a little chatty. So thanks for stopping by, and we will talk soon. Bye guys.